Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. My name's Heliax and I am super excited to jump into this game. Baldur's Gate 2 has been on my bucket list of games to play pretty much since I started playing RPG games way back in the early 2000s. It's always been on lists of people's best RPG games of all time and all that stuff, and I just never got around to playing it. For a long time, I had an aversion to isometric games in general. Not just RPGs, but any isometric games. Just about, except for, that's not actually true. I liked isometric strategy games, but that's a different story. Particularly RPGs, I just never felt like I got immersed into them as much as I did third-person or first-person RPG games. But as I have gotten older, I have come to love these games. We've got quite a few of them on the channel now, so if you like isometric RPG games, I encourage you to go and check them out. I just finished Baldur's Gate 1 and the DLC Dragonspear. If you are from that series, having just finished it, I do want to deeply apologize for the poor quality in the last few episodes of Dragonspear. I was so pissed off when I got done with my 5-hour recording session and realized that had happened. I almost recorded it all again, but I didn't really have the time to go back and do it, unfortunately, and I didn't feel like it would be, I don't know. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, though. If it was, then I deeply apologize. But as you, hopefully, I've checked it, so it should be right. The audio quality should be back to normal now, and it will never happen again, I hope. I feel like I've said that before, but it will never happen again. Anyway, we are here with 3 different games to select from. We've got Shadows of Amn, Throne of Baal, and the Black Pits 2. Now, we did not do the Black Pits in the first game. From what I heard about it, it didn't seem like it was that important. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back and do them one day. But Shadows of Amn, I believe, is the base game. Throne of Baal is the DLC. So let's go ahead and jump right into this game. The Lord of Murder shall perish, but in his death he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos shall be sown in their footsteps. So saith the wise Alondo. The Lord of... Oh, yeah, there's subtitles down there.
You spent your youth in the library fortress of Candlekeep, under the kind tutelage of your foster father Gorion. Imoen shared this home, a kindred spirit. Her background was as mysterious as your own. Gorion's murder brought answers to your questions when his killer Saravak was revealed to be your brother. You and Saravak were a product of the time of troubles, a chaotic period when gods were made flesh and forced to walk the earth. One such deity foresaw his own death and walked the land before the cataclysm. He left a score of mortal offspring, intended to be the fuel for his rebirth. The god was Baal, Lord of Murder, and you are one of his children. Saravak sought a war of sacrifice to prove his worth, believing he could become the new Lord of Murder. You killed your brother, sending his taint back to Baal. You were the hero of Baldur's Gate, but some suspected you shared the same lineage as Saravak. You departed soon after, under circumstances much darker than anyone would have believed. They came as you rested, figures cloaked in mist that clouded your thoughts, blurring the lines between consciousness and dreaming. There was no malice or hatred, no mention of an old score, only quick capture and the promise of grim deeds to come.
Okay. That was a nice little recap. I like that. I also forgot to mention this. A little, what is it called? I don't know. I actually have played about an hour of this game recently. When I was recording those last several episodes of Dragon Spear, I actually did record an episode of this too. And that's really when I realized that the audio quality was bad. So I have about an hour already known about this game. But it was really good, so I'm actually kind of happy to get back into it. Anyway, that gave you a little recap of what happened in Baldur's Gate 1. It didn't touch on anything that happened in Dragon Spear, though. So if you've not played Dragon Spear or don't plan on watching my Dragon Spear playthrough, essentially there's this crusade that's going on that's trying to open a portal to hell, and we have to stop it. And things happen. I'm not going to spoil anything other than that, but I think that's pretty quickly evident in the game. But things happen, and by the end of it, we are no longer welcome in Baldur's Gate. So it looks like at the end we get like captured again. And it kind of left us on a really big cliffhanger. But it seems like we got captured by whoever that guy with the blue eyes is, and we're imprisoned. Let's go ahead and import our game. And we have to go... we have to go all the way down here to get to the autosave. This is the last one, I believe. Day 297 and 18 hours. It's a long time. We didn't make it quite a year. So we progressed quite quickly. Really. So our name is Heliax. I usually don't pick my own name, but I don't remember why. I couldn't think of a name, I guess. And this is our guy, Heliax. He is a half-elf male thief. Alignment chaotic evil. So our character is an evil guy, but there's two sort of like stipulations about it. One, his like redeeming quality is that he's actually a pretty loyal friend. Like he will do whatever it takes to protect his friends. And by whatever it takes, it means he will kill anybody. Doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if his friend deserves to die or be punished or whatever. He doesn't care. And the other thing is he's extremely deceptive. So he will do good actions if it comes to a better outcome for him. It's kind of a tricky thing to play with alignment systems. You know, when you pick an evil character, you're tempted. Sometimes you could be tempted just to pick every evil option. It doesn't really feel like you're a very smart evil person if you do things that are just going to ostracize you from society. He doesn't want that. He wants to rise in power and rank and become like the Duke of Baldur's Gate or something like that, where he's got a ton of wealth, a ton of power, and that kind of thing. He's not above doing good things. He's not above doing evil things. So maybe it would have been better for him to be chaotic neutral. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he's a little bit more chaotic neutral than he is evil. But at the end of the day, he is doing it because he doesn't care about anything but himself. And even like his loyalty to his friends, he's doing that not necessarily for their sake, but more for his sake, right? It's a selfish kind of love for his friends, almost. I think I've made this comparison a couple times in like the base game, but it reminds me a lot like Anakin from Star Wars, and how like he loves Padme, but like it kind of like corrupts him in that sort of sense, and that's kind of how it is with Heliax here. So, since we're not making our character, we'll just go through this as best I can and tell you stuff about him. So, his strength is 15, dexterity 19, constitution 13, intelligence 16, wisdom 15, and charisma 17. And I don't know if we got all of the stat increase books in the first game, but we did get a fair few of them. So, his stats are a little bit boosted, compared to what they'd be if we just made a new character that wasn't imported. Proficiency, he's very good at finding traps, pretty decent moving silently, picking pockets, open locks. I don't know why I put it 105. I don't think that those 5 extra points matter. Hide in shadows is good. Can't detect illusions to save his life, and setting traps isn't great either. And then he's good with the short sword, crossbow, short bow, single weapon style, and 2-weapon style. And that's him. Let's go ahead and take a look at our appearance here. Hair, white hair. Yep, skin's fine. He does wear black. Where's black at? Items in black. and maybe some silver. Black and silver. Yeah, something like that. Actually, yeah, no, that'll be fine. There we go. Done there. And then I think the male voice I ended up picking is male 2.
Let's do this quick and painful.
Yeah, male 2. Name. Hold on. I think we have our biography here too. Yeah, we're gonna read our biography. Your history is nearly as unknown as your future, and the things that are certain seem more fancy than fact. And as unlikely as it may seem, you have the blood of a deity coursing through your veins. You are a product of the time of troubles, a cataclysmic period which the gods were made flesh and forced to walk the earth among their followers. One such deity foresaw both the event and his inevitable death because of it, and so took steps to effect his resurrection. This god strode the land before he was made to, and in his wake left a score of mortal progeny driven to conquer and rule. They were not intended to be his successors, but rather the fuel for his rebirth. Heroes would rise to counter these tyrants, and when their evil fell, it would fall to the father. I like this because it kind of like lends some credit to the idea that he wants to become like a ruler and mass all this power and wealth and stuff. The god was Baal, lord of murder, and you are one of his children. You were cared for as a child by Gorion, rest in peace, a powerful wizard that may have had even more powerful friends. It was his influence that allowed you to spend your youth in the library fortress of Candlekeep, where the resident monks schooled you in your skills. Children were an oddity at the keep, though you did have a friend in Imowen. She seemed a kindred spirit, though you knew no more of her background than your own. Gorion never explained how you or she came to be there, or why you needed such a secluded home. It was only after his death that you learned the truth about your bloodline, when you were forced into conflict with his killer, another child of Baal. They said this in the opening thing, and it's something I never thought about in the first game, is that we don't know Imowen's heritage either. I wonder if they're going to, like, make her a child of Baal too. Or, like, if she's got some sort of important lineage that we don't know about. Or if she's just a normal orphan. Saravok was this sibling's name, and he had embraced his foul origins, determined to exploit them and become the next lord of murder. He sought to create death on a massive scale, a war sacrifice that would prove his claim to his father's throne. You unraveled his carefully wrought plans, and ultimately it was you that took his life, sending his taint back to Baal, a victory of sorts. Now you face an uncertain future. A child of murder, you have a lineage that will tempt the ignorant to fear you and the unscrupulous to use you. And always the essence of Baal is within, exerting its dark pull when you are weakest, which is the greatest fear, losing your life to fuel the fire or losing your will and becoming it. Yeah. Even though Heliax has that ambition to become like a ruler and everything, he doesn't have like any ambition to become the Lord of Murder or anything. He doesn't care about that. He cares about his wealth, his power, and I guess if he was given the opportunity to become the Lord of Murder, depending on like the, you know, the downsides of it, he might accept it. In fact, he'd probably really consider it. He wouldn't mind doing it, but it's not something he's pursuing, right? He saw what it did to Saravok, and he doesn't really think that going on like a crusade of death is necessarily the best way to gather power and, more importantly, keep his power. Done. Name. We are Heliax, and we are going to go ahead and accept. Our difficulty is going to be core rules, and if you did watch my Dragon Spear playthrough and got to the end, you will know that I caved and switched the difficulty to easy at the end, because, man, I got so frustrated with the fights in that last couple of segments of Dragon Spear. There were so many just confusions and holds and things that made you lose agencies of your characters. It just annoyed the crap out of me. And because of that, we're going to do whatever we can to get a character that can counter that stuff, because that's annoying. I hate that. All right, but we're gonna go core rules at the moment, and let's go ahead and venture forth. Okay, this is our cell.
Ah, the child of Baal has awoken. It is time for more experiments. The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process.
We're definitely going to...
Interesting. You have much untapped power.
We're going to kill this guy.
Do you even realize your potential?
More intruders have entered the complex, Master.
They act sooner than we had anticipated. No matter, they will only prove a slight delay.
This voice sounds familiar. It's not... Imowen?
Wake up, you. Wake up. Come on. We have to get out of here.
Oh, another thing. I did install the Portraits Everywhere pack, which adds a whole bunch of new player portraits, which is where my character portrait comes from. But it also changes up some of the NPC or like companion portraits too. Now from what I know, it keeps the essence of who the character is in their portrait and everything. But if you see different portraits for certain characters, that's why. I think this is a different portrait for Imowen than her base portrait. I think it's kind of cool, so I hope you guys do too. And if not, that's okay. But we're gonna keep it, and if you do like it, then maybe this will be a nice little minor, refreshing change from other playthroughs you've seen or had. What, Imowen? What is going on? Who are you? Keep your greaves on. I'll move when I'm ready. What's going on? He messed with your head too, huh? All I know is we were near Baldur's Gate and got jumped. Yep, that's where Dragonspear ended. Journal has been updated. I have woken up in a strange mage's dungeon, and Imowen has released me from my cell. We must find a way to escape this place, although I suspect the exits might be barred by magic. We might be able to find a way to leave if we explore the area, although we'll need to be careful. Who knows what traps this mage has laid or what guards he employs. I should keep an eye out for weapons and armor to equip myself with, too. Likely some of my items are hidden somewhere in the complex, if he hasn't destroyed or sold them already. I don't think I want to remember it all. He's been doing things to us. Heliax, we have to get out of here. Can I trust you? I don't remember a thing. So you can play the Amnesia card. This is probably for, like, if you don't import a character, that's probably what you would go with. And I'm guessing with these experiments, that kind of explains the amnesia, right? Doing things. What do you mean? Alright, I'm moving. I echo over, though. I'm sorry, could you give me a long version of our history? It's like we just met. Yeah, that's another thing. That, if you're not importing a character, or not playing immediately after playing Dragon? Baldur's Gate. Doing things, what do you mean? Come on, Heliax, don't make me think of it. He did the same to you, I think. I heard you screaming like it anyway. I want to know who's behind this. I owe them a debt of pain. Another fact about Heliax is he is a big fan of vengeance. If you slight him, he will not stop until you're dead. That's what Kalar Argent found out with the crusade. And Saravalk, his brother. A little headache is not going to stop me. We'll get out and then figure out what's going on. If we're in such danger, how did you get free? I owe them a debt of pain. Later. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure I could get loose again if you came back. My head hurts so bad. It isn't like a normal pain. Heliax, it's on the inside. Like my bones made a little dagger and it won't go away. Don't look at me like that. It just hurts, alright? Must have been the noise. There was a fight. Assassins came after our captor, I think. There's people dead all over, and the fighting is still going on. I could hear it. Are you going to get moving, or do I have to leave without you? Right, you are. Let's go. You seem awfully quick to abandon me. Fine, I'm moving. But I don't take kindly to your orders. We won't get far on our own. Is there anyone else who can join with us? Number 4. Minsk and Jahira are just northeast of us, trapped in cells sort of like yours. We should free them and find some gear. We should look in that room to the west first. West and just a bit north. I think I saw some weapons in there. It's a room full of corners. It's a room off the corner of this one. I don't think it's our gear. They probably sold our best stuff. But anything is better than nothing. Now let's go. Alright, and Emwyn has been leveled up. And she just cast Stone Skin. And she's casting another spell. She cast Armor and Stone Skin on herself. Okay. So, we've got quite a while to go before we level up. But she is a mage thief, right? In Dragonspear, we learned that she was training with a mage. I think she was one of the Dukes of Baldur's Gate she was training with, actually. But that's why she's now a mage as well. In the first game, she was just a thief. That explains why she has magic. Let's go ahead and take a look at what she's got here. So she's good at opening locks, finding traps. That's good. Moving silently. She's not good at detecting illusions or setting traps, which is what we are weak at. She's got backstab damage times 3. What's our backstab damage? Times 4? Yeah, we're cool. But she is only level 8. She might get more after we level her up. I don't know how many levels she's going to get. We are level 12. So we are pretty high. So she might get 4 levels. I don't know if they're going to catch her up to me. I guess we'll find out when I click the button, huh? Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. So death saving throws up. Wand saving throws up. Polymorph saving throws up. Breath weapons and spell saving throws up. Or I guess they're being reduced. And she got 1 level 2, 1 level 3, 1 level 4, and 3 level 5 spells. An additional 13 extra hit points. Okay. That puts her at level 11. So she's going to be a level behind me. And I'll be at level 13 before she even gets to level 12. Now, Thief is the quickest leveling class, I believe, as well. So that's definitely a factor as to why I'm leveling up so quickly. Her proficient weapons, short swords, daggers, quarterstaff, short bow, and dart. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and move up here. There's Minsk and Jahira. Hello, Minsk.
Minsk will be free. These bonds will not hold my wrath, but will be liberally kicked in good measure.
Hell yeah. So Minsk was not one of our main party members in the base game. We did use him a little bit, but he is the only character that I know of that is returning in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure there'll be other appearances, but I'm glad we are seeing him right at the beginning here, because he's really cool. It's just that he traveled with Denahir, and they couldn't be separated in the first game, and unfortunately, Denahir did not get along with the rest of my group, especially the Drow. Minsk, your mighty warrior spirit must find these bars unbearable. Can you control your anger long enough to safely leave this place? I remember traveling with you, but how did we get here? If you've anything of value to say, do it now, and without such wailing. Let's go to number 3. Our travels are the stuff of legend. Our victories the subject of song. How could I not follow to find my friends after they disappeared? I know not who has done this, but I will avenge most viciously the wrongs Denahir. I will cave their skulls for what they have done. Denahir, is she trapped here as well? I've not seen her. Yes, Denahir here? Trapped? Her spirit is trapped in a cage created by my failure. I was to guard her, but They killed her as I watched, you see. And it's such a big revelation. I know not who they were, but I will redeem myself. And that has to suck so much for Minsk. After everything we did, I mean, we went into like a knoll fortress to save her the first time. And then they made him watch. Damn. That's rough. Minsk, that's horrible. I'm so sorry for you. I won't cry for the dead. I won't. Okay. Maybe a little, but I will staunch the flow of tears with righteous fury. Lullaby and good night, evil. Minsk will make you pay. Will you help me? We must join together once more, and our fury will be such that bards will run their quills dry. Yes, ink will be scarce wherever we go. I do like this revenge-fueled Minsk, though. That fits Heliax very well. I'll try and free you, but I don't know how to open your cell. Yes, Minsk, I will do what I can. Don't get yourself excited. Your being here shows you are weak. Yes, Minsk, number 2. I can't help it. Freedom is to be mine, and even my permanently welded cell will not deter you. Yes, no lock at all. They feared me that much, and I am proud. Permanently? This is not worth the trouble. I'm leaving you. Okay, Minsk, but it's going to be difficult if the bars are permanently closed. But you will keep looking, of course. You would never give up. I know this. A hero always succeeds, and a hero never stops short of his goal. But he also needs the key or switch. I don't know where they are. I said I would try, and I will, but I will do it on my own time. Blah, blah, blah. I've had enough. I'm leaving you. Number 1. You have brushed me aside with your words. You won't help. Boo can see it now. Boo. I'm glad Boo's not dead. You do not intend to cut my chains. You only intend to yank them. I will make sure you do not live long enough to abandon more friends. I will do all of this as soon as I get these bars open. Ah!
The bars, they bend and twist with my berserker strength. Minsk and Boo are free. No, you will not. No. Oh, you are a smart one. I understand now. You said what you did just to get me mad. Mad enough to break free. You are as smart as Boo sometimes.
Now we can resume our adventures together. There are friends to avenge and villains to smack about the face and neck. Right, Boo? Join with me, but you must serve me better than you did dinner here. Together we shall make our enemies answer for our fallen. Yeah. I think perhaps we should split up. Number 2. Let's get our revenge, Minsk. Answer they will, and my sword shall be the question. We shall have fistfuls of sweets. No. Fistfuls of sweet justice, and our enemies will be stains beneath our feet. Yes, justice. That's another word for revenge. What? Yes, but... Alright. Boo tells me that I am raving again. I did not notice a difference, but I shall heed his words nonetheless. Come, we must go now. Yes, Minsk and Boo and you, together again. Beware, villains, I will force justice down your evil throats. Ah, I see you still have that rodent. How'd you keep it hidden? How'd you keep Boo hidden, yeah? Don't ask questions better left to aged sages. Boo is quick and evasive, and there is ever so much of Minsk to search. There is no hope of getting us apart. Ew. I really don't want to think about that too much. Minsk and Boo are Minsk and Boo, and we shall never be separated. Shall we go? The butts of evil await my boot print. Whoa, I've changed my mind. Right you are, Minsk. Wherever evil dust lay its dirty feet, we shall mop the floor with its buttocks. I have lost myself in your words, but Boo thinks you're just ducky. Onward. Alright, now we have Minsk.
You point, I punch.
Who is starting at level 7. He is a human ranger, chaotic good. So we're both chaotic, so that's probably why we get along. And see, she's neutral good. So Emma Wynn is like a sister to us, so even though she is a goody two-shoes, we love her, and we will do anything to protect her. So, and anything for her. Even if it's not just protect. She tells me to kill somebody, they're dead. Basically. Not that she would, because she's neutral good. But you get the point. So he's two-handed swords, maces, and longbows. He's got 2 weapon fighting style. Interesting. I think, in the first game, didn't he have two-handed weapon style? I think so. At least I always had him with a two-handed weapon. Let's level him up. Another proficiency slot. And we're going to get this at rank 3, Master. And he also got nothing else. That's it. How many hit points did you get? How do I go back? Information. There we go. 20 hit points. There we go. Alright.
Give me some direction.
We need to have... I think that's the formation we always used. So Haliax is in the center.
Yeah, I'll see to it.
Though we don't want... We need to switch you two. We want Minsk in the front.
I'm waiting.
Jaheira.
It's done.
Quickly, we must get out of here before whoever did this returns. I swear, traveling with you is never dull.
Yeah, so Jaheira and Heliax have an interesting relationship. They don't get along, but she was Gorian's friend, who, if you don't remember, Gorian is my stepfather. And so, because of that, we are loyal to her, because we loved our stepfather. And because Gorian was my stepfather, she is loyal to me, because Gorian asked her to protect me. So, even though we don't like each other, we don't get along, we respect each other. Well, maybe respect might be a strong word. We are loyal to Gorian's friendships towards us. So, we travel together. I may help, but refresh my memory. Also, her picture looks great now. Much better than Baldur's Gate 1. I may help, but refresh my memory as to who you are. You can't make demands of me. What authority do you think you have? I don't know why I am here. Perhaps you are to blame. Do you know why we are here? Any clue would be helpful. Have you any idea why we are here? Yeah, number 5. No, I do not. And I would rather we furthered the investigation at a time that was more in our favor. We are friends to find and, in time, enemies to punish. I'll repeat what I believe led to our capture if I must, but I doubt it shall prove to be different than what is already known by you. My husband, Khalid, and I have traveled with you for some seasons now, and the places we have seen number too many to name. I probably could name them all, but yeah, you guys didn't actually travel with me that much. But I get the point. Your unique heritage has proven a magnet to adventure, for better or worse, and your foster father was right in directing us to watch over you. We remain... I guess I kept saying stepfather. He's not my stepfather. Foster father. We remain in your company as friends more than guardians, and our exploits together have left the land for the better. We have earned many enemies, but we have dispatched them all. Whoever has trapped us now is certainly powerful to have done this so easily. Once we know, we will deal with them in due course, but for the time being, it is more important to retrieve our friends and companions and leave this place. I have no time for one as long-winded as you. I like that one. We asked her to explain, and she does, and we're like, you're long-winded. I agree, but your cage seems to require a key of some magical nature. Where's Khalid? Is he not with you? They should be more careful if they are weak. Where's Khalid anyway? Perhaps we'll find Khalid hiding under a bed along the way. Yeah, Khalid is a bit of a... I like Khalid a lot. I like him more than I like Jaheira. I think, well, Heliax likes him. I guess I do too. But he's a nervous guy. In the base game, like if his health got low, he'd always like run away very quickly. But yeah, so that's why we kind of call him a coward there at that last option. But we're going to go number 3. I do not know where he is, and it worries me. No doubt he was taken as we were, though it seems we were all meant for different fates. From the state of my head, I think I have been drugged, though I have been spared any serious physical mistreatment. You, however, look as though you have been treated most unfavorably, and should not like to think of Khalid receiving the same. I care not. In fact, I think I'll leave you to distract any guards. Such a chore to protect all these people from their own ineptitude. I will help, but your cage seems to be sealed magically. Number 3. I don't know. If you are of sufficient strength, it is possible the cage may be broken. If not, you may have to search for whatever key it might need. Do try to hurry. I wish to be out of here before the owners return. The ease of our capture suggests it may be beyond our power to resist. It would be best to face this culprit another day on our own terms, so go on, and be quick. We must free ourselves soon. Find a way to release Jaheira from her cell. Jaheira is kept captive in the same room that I was. We don't need to read this. In a cage with a magical lock. It does not look as if it can be picked. Perhaps there is a key elsewhere in the dungeon.
Give me some direction.
A den of
I'm there.
stinking evil.
Alright, so
Cover your nose, boo. We will leave no crevice untouched.
this is where Emmeline came from. Ooh, we found a hidden trap. And I think the key is in here. Pretty sure this is where I found it.
I'm waiting.
Let's go ahead and unlock this, though.
Must be done.
I can't believe I just almost... I'm glad the lock was on there. I didn't even think about untrapping it, even though I knew there was a trap. Okay, got a couple potions and a dagger. You're good with daggers. Can you identify? Oh. Dagger +1. There you go.
Yeah, it's probably best left to me.
We got armor in here. We're looking for the key, though. Where's the key? There's the key. We'll come back for the weapons and stuff once we free her.
Concern.
That way, you know, we can get the weapons we need.
Your servant awaits.
Well, that is a relief, and about time too. We should be going immediately. Not only might our host come back, I simply must see the sun again in none too short a time. This dank place stifles me. We will leave immediately and celebrate once we are out of this hole. You're welcome so long as you remember I am leader. We do as I will. Find your own way out. We have a greater chance of escape if we split up. We won't be going. I rescued you, but I neither need nor desire your company. We're going to number 2. In the base game, oftentimes she tried to tell me, like, you know, we need to go to the mines. We need to do this. You need to do this. And it's like, girl, I am the main character here. You follow me. So I got to remind her that. This place has hardened your manner. No, it hasn't. I do not remember you being so quick with a cold remark. Well, lead on as you wish. But do tread carefully, will you? Alright. I have freed Jahira from her cell with the key I found.
I await your need.
So Jahira is a fighter druid. She is only level 6 at the moment. What, did Minsk get to level 11? No, he only got to level 9. Interesting. So he's really far behind. That's interesting. Let's see what level you get to. You do get a whole bunch of spells and 23 hit points. Let's see, you're good with the club. You're very good with the club, actually. And you got sword and shield style. I'm going to go ahead and give you that, too. Get you to specialized with it. Yep, good. So she is at level 9 as well. Okay. There's 74 hit points. So she can use a shield. Let's go ahead and see what weapons we have.
I hope this is worth it.
So we'll start with Heliax. We are looking for a short sword for me. Preferably 2. That'd be nice. So there's a short sword. And apparently we can use the katana too. I'll take the katana. Okay, go over here. What kind of armor we got? So we're gonna get the studded leather. Okay. Let's go ahead, put that on. And go ahead and get the short sword. Can I do both? Now, I don't think I'm actually proficient with the katana. Let me double check that. Yeah, I'm not. So maybe we should just go with single weapon fighting for now. Yeah, we'll go single weapon fighting. Okay, next up, Minsk.
Swords, not words. Where Minsk goes, evil stands aside.
We want a mace, right? Yeah. Pretty sure maces are what you're most proficient in. Now, if we could get another weapon that you're proficient in as well. I mean, you are proficient with two-handed weapons. I guess if we can't have a second mace yet, we should go two-weapon fighting. Because we're not getting any benefit at a two-weapon style. So let's get you a two-handed sword. Yeah, you'll go with that for now. And then armor for you. I think she's going to be a better tank, so we don't want to get the best armor. Chainmail, AC 5, AC 4. So you get the chainmail. There you go. And then Jahira.
It is done.
Any clubs? Okay. She doesn't have any clubs, so we'll take the quarterstaff for you. Because you are proficient with that. And then we'll go over here and get that and the shield and the helmet. Good. Helmets get rid of you or protect you from critical strikes. So they're always nice. And you'll have a small shield whenever we get a club. Alright. Emowyn, you already have a dagger. You're not good with two-weapon style, right? That's not what you're good at? No, to be honest, we probably want to get her a bow. From the looks of it.
Gotcha.
I mean, dagger will be fine for now.
Minsk, jump on my sword while you can, Evil. I won't be as gentle.
You go ahead and get the leather armor. Put that on. Right now you have magical defenses, so she's fine.
Give me some direction.
And we are good with our equipment for now.
I'm willing. I'm waiting. It's done.
Jahira, you're going to go there.
Yeah,
Want you in the lead.
I'm there.
Okay, we got this door up here. Oh! First combat. I'm already taking damage, damn. You guys kicking our ass.
Give me some.
Yeah.
Alright. Smoke method.
If it must be done.
Alright, this door is locked, and I do believe we
I'm
can't
waiting.
pick these locks, right?
It's probably
No.
yeah. Hey, not a concern.
Okay. I want this on. I like having this. You can see our path. Jokeep Golem. Should probably talk to you. Prisoners, you must not escape. The master does not will it. Wow, a golem. Powerful magical stuff. Odd that it's not hostile. I suppose its maker didn't expect us to escape, so it never got orders to restrain us. They only do exactly what they are directed to do. They don't really think. If it hasn't been told to keep quiet, we might get some information out of it. Prisoners, you must not escape. The master does not will it. Who is this master you speak of? I am not permitted to speak with prisoners. Return to your cells. It is the master's wish. Where are we, and why have we been brought here? You are his prisoners. He has brought you to his home because he owns you now. You must return to yourselves. It is the master's will. The master wants me to be free. He's the one that released me. Only I release the master's prisoners. You are his and must return to the cells. It is his wish. Where are we? Number 2. I'm not bound to stop you. The guardian will stop you from leaving. Return to yourselves. It is the master's wish. Who is the guardian? The guardian will keep you from the master's chambers. You must return to yourselves. It is the master's wish. Okay. So it seems like the final boss is going to be, or the final boss of this dungeon is going to be this guardian fellow. Or creature. Construct, probably. What do we got here? Some sort of scientific magical contraption? This portal requires a key of some sort. You cannot step through without this item. Alright. Let's head down this way then. Something we need to do. We need to make sure we have our spells set. So you have 2 Cure Light Wounds. This is no, it's Entangle. Doom. Okay. Go ahead and just get you more Cure Light Wounds. And then level 2, you have Bark Skin and Charm Person. Is that what that is? I think so. So let's get you maybe... Ooh, Flame Blade. Sounds kind of cool. A blazing ray of red-hot fire to spring forth from his hand. As if it was a sword. Okay, no, we don't want that then. Maybe resist fire and cold. That could be good. There we go. Level 3 spells. You have Hold Animal and Call Lightning. Let's get you some Cure Medium Wounds. And level 4, another Cure Serious Wounds, and I wonder if Death Ward's going to be useful in this game. Kind of gives me PTSD from Pathfinder. Call woodland beings sounds kind of cool. This spell summons forth a nymph to assist the party. Free spells at his disposal, using in the best interest of the party. Mental domination, confusion, and mass cure. I like that. Let's get that. And level 5 spells, we'll get that and Harper's Call. This spell is only available to Harpers. So Harpers is an organization that Jaheira and Gorion and presumably a couple other people belong to. It's still kind of mysterious though. Harper's Call restores their comrade to life. To further service the cause of the Harpers, the spell functions similarly to Raise Dead, with the following exceptions. The Harper must transfer a small portion of her life essence, 10 hit points, to successfully raise the deceased person. The person has but 1 hit point when raised and must regain the rest by natural healing or curative magic. And the raised person suffers a -5 penalty to all ability scores except Constitution for 1 minute, making the spell virtually useless in combat. The spell will never reduce the recipient's ability score below 1. Okay, we definitely want that. She has level 6 spells? Damn. I think Fire Seed sounds cool. Casting the Fire Seed spell creates 4 fire seeds that will appear in the caster's inventory. The seeds will remain in existence for 3 turns after the spell is cast. If they are thrown at an enemy, a fireball will ensue, causing 2d8 points of fire damage to all within a 7-foot radius unless they make a saving throw versus spell for half damage. Huh. That's kind of cool. The Dolorous Decay is a rotting and withering of the body that spreads throughout the afflicted creature quickly. The target creature will automatically be slowed for 2 rounds. Furthermore, if the creature fails a saving throw for poison with a -2 penalty, he will suffer 1 point of damage per second until a total of 50 points of damage are inflicted. Damn. Wondrous Recall. Ooh. That's kind of cool. I feel like heal is what we're going to want, though. It completely cures all diseases and blindness in the recipient and heals all points of damage suffered due to wounds or injury. It also dispels a feeble mind spell and cures those mental disorders caused by spells of injury to the brain. Naturally, the effects can be negated by later wounds, injuries, and diseases. Yeah. Heal's good. And I'm assuming you know level 7. No. Okay, for you have a level 1. You already got that filled out. For this one, I think we do want maybe another web. I like web. For this one, we obviously want fireball, and we're going to want more fireballs. Improved invisibility sounds great. And then here, probably want some monster summoning. Yeah, I like monster summoning. Alright. Cool. Do you have spells? You do. Let's get you with bless. Let's get you 2 blesses. I don't have spells, right? No. I'm just a mundane man.
Give me some direction.
Okay.
I hope this is worth it.
Let's move forward. Jaheira, the bodies of several black-hooded thieves litter the hallway, slaughtered by a massive release of magical energy. From this distant explosion that you can still hear, it seems as if whatever battle killed these men still rages. Okay. Let's go and save it. First thing we need to do in here is turn this thing off. Ow. There we go. Now we kill this thing. There we go.
This place is just too darn creepy. I really want out of here.
We're working our way out of here, don't worry. So this thing kept summoning them. You had to hit the switch. Okay. Some sort of crystal room. Minsk, welcome. You have escaped somewhat later than I had hoped. I am, Attica. Ah, I see whom I must talk to. No offense, Minsk, but I am curious how Heliax will react to me. Heliax, I have questions. Be not afraid. You are my welcome to my little piece of this place. I do so try to keep it more appealing than the rest. My thanks. How is it that you know my name? What is going on here? I have escaped. I now wonder what part you had in my capture. Yeah, what part did you have? Were we not, Heliax? I did so enjoy your blundering about Baldur's Gate. I did not wish to see you captured. Care little for your musings, answer my questions, or feel my wrath. If you are not my captor, then what do you want from me? Can you assist me? It seems that you have no wish to assist me. That being the case, farewell. Answer my questions or feel my wrath. Ha! You threaten me? I had not foreseen this. Excellent. What do you mean by foreseen? What are you babbling about? The future, the past, the present. All of these things are in nothing. Tell me, Heliax, are you prepared to answer a question? To what end? Why do you need to ask me a question? I suffer a terrible curiosity. I see paths that branch in 1,000 directions, and each 1,000 again. But for all I see, Heliax remains a mystery. All I wish is a single answer. Tip the scales this once to me, and I shall tip them to you in return. Shall you answer me, or shall you strike out on your own? I'll answer. And then here's my hypothetical question. You and your sibling are captured and locked in separate cells, unable to communicate. The mage responsible appears and speaks. He explains his sadistic game. In each cell, there is a magical button. If you press your button, and your sibling does not, you will die, but your sibling is free. If your sibling presses the button and you do not, they will die, but you will go free. If neither you nor your sibling press the button, both of you will die. If both of you press your respective buttons, both of you will die. The mage says that you have one turn of the hourglass to decide your action, then he leaves. This is silly. Buttons are not how one escapes dungeons. I would smash the button and rain beatings liberally down on the wizard for playing such a trick. Verily. Of that I have no doubt, Minsk. But the question is hypothetical and requires an answer born of the wisdom of Heliax, not your impatience. Tell me, Heliax, do you press the button? So the wondering I had in my mind when I did this before is it depends on which sibling we're talking about. Is this a blood sibling? In which case they are a sibling of Baal. In which case it's tough. I would say in which case we wouldn't, because we wouldn't die for them, but then they wouldn't die for us. Right? This is an interesting one. Right? Because it kind of tests his loyalty to his friends kind of thing. Let's assume that he's talking about who Heliax considers to be a sibling. So let's assume it's Imowen in the cell. Does his... And Imowen is the person he cares about most in the world. Does his love for Imowen overcome his own selfish, evil desire to live? I feel like if we're playing an evil character, it doesn't. But man, if that situation ever came up and Imowen killed herself to set him free, because I think she would do it, that would just like completely destroy Heliax. Like he'd go off the deep end. Like I think at that point he'd become like a Sarabak and just want death and destruction, kill everything, burn it all down. Like I think he would actually be driven insane by that decision. I'm gonna go with I don't know. I think I went with I will press the button there because I was like, yeah, but I think I don't know is the better option. He doesn't know. That answer will not suffice, Heliax. Choose again. I will not press the button. Truly? I had not thought you to be a coward until this day. Mingle your brethren, coward. I shall test your mettle. Or mingle with your brethren, coward.
I'm waiting.
Gibberlings. We fought these guys a lot at the beginning of the first game. Interesting. I feel like we got a much more difficult enemy because the first time I did this, I chose to press the button. These enemies seem a lot
You're not gonna keep
more
me here.
easy.
Great fun!
The life she gave!
I'm not so sure if that answer warrants being called a coward, right? In that situation. They're actually doing quite a bit of damage. That's interesting. Hello again. You have come through after all, Heliax. Here, then, is the advice that I offer. Seek out Rylev. He has been waiting for one such as you. Offer him the release that he craves, and you shall find that the focus of your journey shall soon become apparent. Farewell. Alright, Rylev.
Yeah.
Okay.
See to it.
Let's get out of this room. Get away from that annoying buzzing sound. Alright, so this is another one of those... Oop, oop. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Alright, now attack. What did she cast on herself? We might need to go off and look in the script to see. I don't actually see anything. To see like what our party does on their own. Go ahead and pick up our stuff. Some gems. We don't have our gem bag anymore. No. This door is going to be locked too. Let's head out over here. Down this path, where we got more goblins.
You're not gonna keep me here.
It's a lot of goblins. Minsk, you go after the archers.
Has his day.
Give me some direction.
Heliax, you go after
Do
him.
this quick and pain. Armor.
After him.
Sharpened and raring to go.
After him. Good. Is that Imoen? No, it's Shahira. She's lost a little bit of health there. I don't like that. Now, goblins shouldn't be too big of a problem for us, but these are short bows, right? So we do need 2 short bows. And we're going to want all of our arrows.
Good to go.
I'm waiting.
On you
Done.
up here, too. You already get them? Okay, we did. So, Imoen. We get you the short bow. Oop, short bow. And then some arrows. And we'll have her do that, even though the +1 dagger is actually pretty good. I think it's still probably better for you, huh? Yeah, actually better with the short bow. Interesting. Alright, we'll have Heliax use the bow then for now.
Yeah.
Now, Imoen is better with the dagger. Well, not by much. No, we'll go with the bow with you two. Have both of you
Give
use
me some
bows. Keep you out of danger. Until we get better melee weapons for you. What do we have here? Get a mist method. Ow. Good.
I'm waiting.
I was having this problem last time.
I know this room. I've been in here. We both have. There are things in these tanks. They used to be people.
What kind of monster is this guy? Captures us easy as pie, kills whoever he wants. That could have been us in those glass things. We'll get him back, Imoen. We'll make him pay for all of this. Quit your whining, we're free now. I'm sure we'll find him soon enough. I want to know what he wants with me. Number 1. You don't even know where we are, and my head is still doing funny things. He said something. Something about potential. He said something like, releasing power within you so it could be used. But if it means taking part in some horrible things, I don't like this place. Can we go? Of course. Does my captain know a way for me to gain power?
If it must be done.
Within the murky depths of this machine, you can see the lifeless remains of a strange creature consisting of a central orb and numerous eye stalks. It has been dead for some time. Sounds like a beholder. You are too far away. The creature within this tube seems to be alive, albeit barely. The cells that power the tube are lifeless. We need to find new power cells to revive the creature. Okay. The tube is unpowered and the creature within is dead. Creature within is dead. Dead. More arrows.
Give me some direction.
The creature within the tube. Okay.
It's
So that's another one that we can power up. Another one we can power up. Dead. Dead. Or empty. An ice method.
Do this.
How does you use your bow? I have this problem where he refuses to switch to his bow.
Yeah. I hope this is worth it.
That must be a script thing too. Okay, so we have 3 cells. Oh, I was close.
Give me some direction. Yeah, I'll see to it.
I was locked too. Ooh, a quarterstaff.
I'm waiting. It's done.
Some bullets. I'm not gonna worry about those. Quarterstaff, can you identify that? Quarterstaff +1, we'll give to you. I think everyone can use those too, but
Yeah, I'm there.
she's already got the dagger and the bow. Alright. Let's take a look at the time. We still got a little bit of time. Maybe we'll do one more room. Mineral method. Let's back up. And attack.
Nature, take the life she gave!
And win. Back
Ready
up.
and willing. Right you are.
Good. 3 slashing damage on Jahira.
Ready.
Come on, stop it.
Got you good.
Don't let it escape.
Hold still.
And then we still got a lot of health. Up. There we go.
Give me some direction. If it must be done.
Alright. Do you have healing? You have a little bit. Do one on you. And one on you. I know we have some healing potions as well, but
I'm waiting.
Good.
It's probably best left to me.
alright, what do we got in here? The sewage golem. Okay. Longsword, 2 longswords, and a scimitar. I think she can use scimitars, can't she? Can she give us scimitars? I mean, I don't know if you're good with them, but we can give that to you, and you're good with those, right? Better damage. I kind of want to keep you with the bow, though. Can I put the bow over there? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. We don't need to do that. You'll take the dagger. And now you can also use a shield. Although I think we have a better shield in here, right?
Speak your... I am willing.
Yes. And this is a warhammer. Don't need that. Don't need that. What's the difference? Oh, this one gives this one doesn't have protection against missile attacks. That's the difference. That is the better shield. Good, good, good. Okay. Can you identify these? You can't carry a whole lot. We gotta be mindful of that. I'm not gonna worry about identifying them at the moment because we don't have anybody that uses long swords.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find
What
Khaled.
is it?
I think he can use long swords.
Give me some direction.
Save it. Is this trapped?
Hey, not a concern.
Trapped? No? No. Ooh, good healing potions. There's another scimitar and a dispel magic scroll. Give the scrolls to you. Give these potions to Jaheira, since she's our tank.
I'm waiting. I hope this is worth it.
And then over here, we have a longbow. Another healing potion, a scroll. One healing potion go to you, scroll go to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see to it.
Master, is it you? You have given me no eyes, I cannot see you. Yes, it is, I. Have you been performing any services for me? I have cleaned the sewage chambers and fed your guardian. Fed the guardian. So the guardian is... I guess it could still be a humanoid, but maybe it's like some sort of beast. Do you wish me to open the doors to the pit and begin my duties again? I do wish it. Open the doors and perform your duties. I'm not actually your master, but I would like to know who he is. Not at present, just stay where you are. Is that all you can do? It is all that you have ensorcelled me to do. Very well, open the doors and begin your work. You have not activated my movement function. You must use the activation stone. Ah, I seem to have misplaced the stone. Do you know where it is, my servant? Ryliv has the activation stone, master. It is on the table of his room, the table near his life support jar. Of course. How could I have forgotten? As you will, master. I shall return to my rest. It appears the sewage golem will open the door if I find the activation
Give me
stone
some direction.
on a table near
I'm
someone
waiting.
named Rylev.
It's
The
done.
second time we've heard Rylev. So that's who we need to find. I think that is a good time to end this episode, though. In the next one, we will continue exploring this dungeon. And on that note, I don't think I mentioned this, but we will be doing double uploads of this series, so you won't have to wait long to see the rest of this dungeon. Presuming I can do it in 2 episodes. But yeah, this episode will be coming out in the morning, and the other one will be coming out in the afternoon. At least that's if you're living in Eastern time zone. But about 8 hours apart, something like that. And to
Nature could find a home here if it were properly cleansed and balanced.
Jaheira, you interrupt me one more time. Until the next episode, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.